Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining me once again on this reverse recruitment 0% growth LTC. It's dangerous to cross this bridge alone, so I am bringing a new guest along for the ride.
Hello, I'm Cyanyo. I make anime chess things for anime chess people. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for hopping aboard. Cyanyo is the person who has done the thumbnails, which look awesome, by the way. Give him a shout. So I'm happy to have him along for the gameplay as well.
I will take any excuse I can get to play Pelleas or be involved with anything to do with Radiant Dawn. Yeah, starting off, I saw that you went ahead and funneled an Ashera Icon into Ike. Was that just for safety?
Yeah, pretty much. We saw him use an Ashera Icon, I think it was 3-4 earlier. He could have honestly used this in 3-8 when we got it from stealing from Pelleas, but I just forgot until now.
And I see you're rescuing over Nailah, probably for supports, yes?
Nealuchi, but yeah.
Ah, right. Yeah, potato. Well, here's Elincia.
Raven Robin. Yeah, so Elincia is still a tier 3, level 1 queen. We've given her the Nullify skill. She's another one of those odd cases where her stats are a bit better than they should be. At base in vanilla, she has 19 strength and 22 speed. Here she has 20 strength and 24 speed, which, does help. I wouldn't call it earned, but, I'll take advantage of it. And then here is Nailah, who is invincible. 45 attack, 36 speed, just kills everything, never gets hit. Has Pass and Provoke on her, and Savage, which has a, I think, skill divided by 2% chance to deny us a point of strike rank on the first hit.
So, effectively a 1 in 5.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And it varies with biorhythm, but...
True.
Yeah.
And there's Blood Tide putting in work, and actually you did need that to get the kill there.
Yeah, I have Horse Layers still, but there's no real reason to use them when I can just have Blood Tide plus Great Lance do the job. And then...
Oh no, an empty level.
I know, right? Very traumatic. Ina could have gotten hit by 2 hand axe hits there, but with the support from Mordecai, she lives with 2 HP.
All right.
Yeah. So we have a Seas map on our hands. The objective is to cross the Pitfall Bridge here and get Ike to seize a spot on the very far right. And that, of course, involves 2 steps. One is killing the boss, and the other is getting Ike onto that space with an action. So it'll be part ferrying Ike across all of these barriers and not dying as a result, and part carving through people with, the new arrival, Nailah.
This is the sort of map that goes a lot quicker when you're armed with prerequisite knowledge. If you know where all the pitfalls are, you can sort of just charge forward, but if you don't have a photographic memory, things might get a little tricky.
Right. For those unaware, certain tiles in the map, if you stand on them with a non-flying unit, your action ends and you're frozen. And there's Fiona, by the way, replacing Tabarn. Has no weapons. We've talked about the reasons why in previous maps, but her stats are pretty decent.
Yeah. Fiona's kind of memed pretty hard in Radiant Dawn Vanilla due to her joining conditions. She's not available for certain maps. A lot of the maps are indoors. Her starting stats are pretty terrible. But when you get all of her stats for free, she's actually pretty useful because her class, Lance Silver Knight Female, yes, that's specific, is one of 2 mounted classes that can reach the magical threshold of 34 speed, which is what you need to double Deginsia, Ashera's Mantle, or Ashera's Auras with White Pool, and I believe all of the spirits. So, I mean, hey, if she guzzles a couple of speed wings, if you happen to get them, she might be useful for endgame.
Who knows? Real quick, Geoffrey reroutes that because there's a pitfall in the top row of tiles there, so we have to make sure his pathing doesn't go through that and ruin our day. But yeah, Fiona, her time will come. It is not this time. She has no weapons, and she does actually end up serving a function because of a mistake I make later, but we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess, except we're already on the bridge, so yeah.
All right, and Grayson looks like he might be in a precarious position, but the general there, and I think nearly, if not all of the generals in this map have stationary AI, so they're not going to run forward and smack Grayson.
Correct. The one that will move is the Sword General down south, which you can barely see right now. And then the Fire Sage has stationary AI because he wants to place a Shine Barrier.
Essentially, throughout this map, if you're wondering, hey, why didn't the enemy attack? It's either stationary AI or they are trying to bait you into running into a pitfall.
Correct, because the enemies know what pitfalls are, and they will, in some cases, path around them if you look carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One thing I'll note quickly about the previous turn is that Ulgi attacked first because we wanted to trigger the sort of friendly reinforcements in the form of the Yellow units and, more importantly, Raisin, so that we could have other units move and then get refreshed and advance forward. And then this Halberdier is directly below 2 pitfalls in a line. So none of the enemies want to cross the pitfalls, so they will ignore Ike and Haar in favor of attacking Nailah.
Again, this is a case where you can kind of abuse knowledge of a map and the AI to craft a pretty consistent strategy. And here you see a rare instance of an enemy using a movement staff, which never say a day and doesn't care.
Yay, rescue. Raise your hand if you've seen the moments in time where, like, I think it's Mecha watches a dude, like, just rescue a unit in place there.
Oh my god, yes, I have seen
Okay,
that.
yeah. Oh, man. Fun times.
I mean, I'm grateful that it doesn't appear super often in the series. I can't imagine how fun it would be to have, like, I don't know, an enemy berserker will warp to your backline.
Yeah, because the counterplay to that is, like, not there, I guess, if the enemy
counterplay is die.
Right. Counterplay is die. Well put.
But Nailah's going to go ahead and make use of pass here to just keep charging forward. I think we are coming up on when she'll be able to reach the boss, but until then, you effectively have wiggle room to get as much XP or a weapon rank, support rank, pretty much anything you want, so long as Ike makes it to the finish line in time.
Right. Our pace setter is definitely Nailah here in terms of, like, she's the one that's going to carve through the enemies, make the terrain passable for everyone else. Or not passable, but less dangerous, right? And as long as she's forging ahead, as long as we eventually keep pace with her, we're fine to, like, chill out and eliminate some variants from these bishops, for example. It is worth noting that that southern Shine Barrier is right below 2 pitfalls, and the Wind Sages and the general behind them will not move forward to attack us. So.
Yep, so Rayson's fine.
Yep. Well, I think from here, Rayson's not fine, but we have to take care of him a bit. Yeah.
Rayson's vaguely fine.
He will be fine. He's seen worse.
Yeah, without Flyer, I know you mentioned the pitfalls earlier, but when approaching this map in vanilla, there's also another strategy you can take. If you go ahead and park a flyer on a space that has a pitfall tile, flyers cannot activate pitfalls because, well, they fly. They don't walk on the ground. Mm-hmm. And you can move your units through a parked flyer on a pitfall to move forward. So if you were doing this in vanilla, you could go ahead and park, say, Haar in front of that Wind Mage, and then just have everyone move through Haar to have essentially a space that is safe to traverse.
Correct. You can kind of soft disable the pitfall as long as your flyer is on that space.
All right, and another Impale.
Yeah, this back half army doesn't really need to do much. Like I said, the pace header is Nailah, but they're just doing things like building support, and they are actually kind of funneling the Yo units up and to the right, which does become relevant, so there's that.
Another Shine Barrier, and Nailah's just going to face tank everything.
Yeah, I love how that Halberdier, he has been uprooted from his position with the rescue staff, but he's going to do his duty, and he's going to place that Shine Barrier on this turn.
I forget what's actually around that tile. I don't think there are pitfalls, since the southern choke is completely blocked off by a Shine Barrier in pitfalls in vanilla.
Right, that's the Halberdier that was beneath those 2 pitfalls next to Ike. And he's normally the one that places a Shine Barrier that makes it difficult to get around those pitfalls.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So one thing worth noting on this map is that none of our units have Savior equipped, which I did think I was going to use, and in fact stole for this map back in 3.7. It turns out that at the pace I go, Savior doesn't really improve anything of note, and if I don't have to use that resource, I figure, why not demonstrate that it's not necessary? So maybe you could push the pace a bit if you figure out some very specific placements that you can rescue Ike and Nailah forward with, but currently we're taking it a little easy and making sure we're doing things more reliably than balls to the wall fast pace.
Yeah, if you could eke another turn out of this, which you might be able to, it would probably be wildly inconsistent. You'd have to essentially charge forward flyers, essentially taxing Ike and Nailah, and they'd have to live to do that.
Yeah.
You only have one pass. And I think Nailah would end up needing that regardless to get to Gorham near the end, so
quite possibly.
Your flyers would have to kind of shuffle through the enemies and hope you can find the path of least resistance.
Yeah, and the only flyer that can carry Nailah transformed is Haar, who is our least combat capable flyer in this case.
God, I never thought I'd hear that.
Yeah, it's a strange world. Speaking of flyers, Elincia's job here is to move Ike within C's range next turn, and then we have Haar on taxi duty to rescue Raisin out of there afterwards.
Yep. So we'll be finishing this up next turn. Nailah just has to survive one more.
Oh no, Nailah survivability.
I know, she might get hit by fire.
She has something like over 100 avoid or something ridiculous.
Something like that.
Yeah, it varies with biorhythm, of course, but more pressing than her survivability is her strike rank, which does start at S, by the way. We will need to get it to double S. And we'll...
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice, we say, as I just put Raisin in enemy range for no reason. You can see a lot of reaction.
News. Storm Sword is not a wind magic in this, so hey, it's not effective damage. It's just physical damage versus Raisin. He'll be fine.
Thank you for reassuring me. I appreciate that, Simon.
Yes, I mean, would he get doubled?
He would get doubled.
Okay, if he, yeah, he's dead.
He
should be dead.
He got doubled in
he has
2-2.
40 HP, maybe, but no.
Yeah. Fortunately, the solution comes in the form of not Ulki.
Good old not Ulki and not Tabarn, yeah. See, Fiona doesn't need a weapon to be useful. She just exists.
Yeah. Yeah, who needs Volk to be a mobile shine barrier? Yeah, Fiona.
And she's got a horse. So for this turn, it's probably worth reminding you that Nailah has Provoke. So if you're wondering, hey, wait, why are they attacking Immortal God Queen Nailah when they could just be smacking Ike with magic or hitting Elincia? She's got Provoke. Yes. All things being equal, Elincia only has one range as well and is probably less survivable, but I think Provoke is probably splitting the difference here.
Yeah, and Nullify, importantly, because there are a couple of archers and crossbow wielders in that area, but like you can see here, they go for Nailah.
That would have gone for Elincia.
Yep.
Honestly, even without Provoke, I think they probably would still go for Elincia, just given the defense disparity, excuse me.
Yeah, and I think she can take one bow hit, because she has, 18 defense plus 3 from Amidi, which is the second one of the game, by the way. Renning has one and Elincia has one.
All right, and we got one turn to clean up.
We do, and it's pretty simple. We have all the pieces in place here. So we'll move in the queen, aptly put, to take out the enemy king here.
Yep, and you can see she's hitting for 23 times 2 here. She gets a savage, which nets her the kill. But if she got unlucky and didn't savage, didn't crit, Elincia has a wind edge and has the exact strength that if she doubles, she would go ahead and do 8 damage cleaning up Gorham.
Well, she would do 4 damage, and Nailah deals 46. And so 46 plus 4.
You're right.
That is okay. We've all been there.
All right. Well, hey, she's allowed to miss once.
Yeah, I don't think she doubles the boss. She only has 24 speed.
Oh, wow. Actually, that's a little slower than I expected.
Yep. So it's nice that we don't have to do that.
Okay, getting a little more staff XP, and of course, we can't let Fiona die.
Nope, heaven forbid. All right, well, thanks for hopping on and being a part of this. Really great to have you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. That is 3-11 in 5 turns. Join me next time to be an audience to A Tale of Tragedy. Take care, everyone.